Hello and welcome to Foundation Friday, August 18th, 2017. Today is a day for beginners. Advanced marketers and entrepreneurs that are excellent at sales and advertising and marketing need not attend here on a Friday because it's a foundational basic tip. As always, I start with my rhino of the day, and today I am sharing this very cool shell with a cool painting of a rhino on it. That is for rhino aficionados. That is an Indian rhino. And one extra way to tell, a little cheating way to tell that that's an Indian rhino, that you can see by the sticker on the back of the shell that it is made in India. Now, of course, that doesn't mean they couldn't have made an African rhino on there, but that has the look of an Indian rhino. But this is very cool. This is a shell. So somewhere in India, or likely, somebody picked up a shell on the beach, and likely anyone ever picked up shells on the beach, kind of free. You pick up a shell, and yet with some lacquer and paint and a skill, a lot more than I have, they hand painted this, turning a relatively worthless shell that you might sell the shell without this painting on it. What do you think? If you sold this shell without the painting on it, would you get a penny? 2 cents? Not if you were on that beach. People would just laugh and go, I'll just pick up as many as I want. What are you talking about? But you put this painting on it with highly skilled, very cool painting, and you put some wax, and then you offer it to a collector of rhinos who doesn't have this. I've got hundreds of rhinos, but I don't have one like this. And you can pretty much charge a heck of a lot more than just if it was just a shell. And that is today's lesson here on Foundation Friday. It's pricing strategy. Although pricing strategy is extremely complex, it's perhaps the most important strategic decisions you will make in your entire career of running a business, being an entrepreneur. It's the #1 thing that determines whether you go broke, go out of business, or whether you hang out, or whether you absolutely thrive and move to the top of the heap and make all the money you deserve and that you want to make, and you survive and last as long as you want, and then sell it. Again, pricing strategy when you're selling the business for mega amounts. And so there are tons of examples of this, and I don't have to get into it. I just showed you one. Okay, so I'm not going to talk about pricing strategy today because, like I just said, or attempted to say till I interrupted myself, it's a complex topic. So I'm going to save that. Whoa, thanks for all that. I see likes going across. Brett Elias here. Chris Bell ringing the bell. Fantastic. Thank you for all those likes and for being here, folks. And so I'm not going to share on Foundation Friday pricing strategy. I'll share that for another day. It's a very advanced, complex topic. What I will share today is several ways not to determine the price you charge for whatever it is that you sell, products, services, anything. So here's the few biggest glaring mistakes I see made working with tens of thousands of business owners over the decades and making them myself, for crying out loud, and I could kick myself for it if I was a little more limber. One is basing your price on some kind of industry norm. Hey, that's the going rate. Big mistake. Another one is basing it on some kind of formula. You know, it's 2 times this plus that. That's just the way it's done. Like, that's the formula. That's how you can, come up with your price. Wrong, major mistake. Another big mistake I see being made is, basing it on what you think someone will pay. I think that makes sense. That's what other people charge. I think that makes sense. That's what I'll charge. Another big mistake. Another mistake, based on what it costs. Oh, well, see, it costs this much. I mean, a shell, let's take the shell. It costs nothing. I picked the shell up off the beach, not me, the artist. The artist picked the shell up off the beach, that's 0 cost, and then put on some paint and some lacquer, costs, I don't know, 3 cents, 8 cents. What is this tiny amount of paint and lacquer cost? Now you could add in, but he or she had to buy a couple of brushes. You can add in the time that it took he or she to walk to the beach and pick this up and paint it. And if they live on the beach, see, now, again, another mistake. You would say, well, I live on the beach, Steve, so there's no time involved in going to pick this up off the beach. Again, it's not about you. I'll give you that hint, and I'll leave it there. Okay, your pricing strategy is not determined by any of the mistaken formulas and ideas and things I just talked about. Consult the WOW strategy. Go to the wowstrategy.com, go to stevesipress.com. You can see a short video I made about the WOW strategy. My book, The WOW Strategy, is coming out soon. And of course, I have my online course, The WOW Strategy. And everything I teach simplifies all this stuff into the WOW strategy. And I'll just leave it with the first letter of the WOW strategy, which stands for the who. And that is not who is creating this or who is selling this. Like all the methods I just talked about, where the pricing strategy is based on what you think, or what your industry does, what your competitors do, what the materials cost. That's not the who. The who of the WOW strategy is the target market, the person that you want to do business with, the person you want to get money from. Just leave you with that hint, and you can contact me. Send me an email, steve@Sipress. Hit me up here, private message. I'll help you out with pricing strategy, which is way too complex to talk about, especially on a Foundation Friday. But there's the big hint I'll give you, and I'll leave it with that for the weekend. Think about it. It's based on the who that you are selling to. Fair enough. As always, I go at the end. Oh, check it out. Greg Owen is here. Fantastic. I mean, I haven't seen you in a while. It's like our relationship is getting kind of moldy. See what I did there? Greg is a mold remediation specialist. Okay. He gets the joke anyway. And he's not laughing. It's not funny. Brett Olaya, incredible business advice lessons. Thank you very much, Brett Olaya. I second the motion. This is, I don't call it incredible, though, because that denotes like believable, not credible. Like, I assure you, this is absolutely not only very credible business advice, but it is spectacular business advice. I've helped many more people than I could count become millionaires thanks to taking my advice. I have helped many more simply just feel good getting the advice, and then they don't take action on it. But at least they feel good because they learned something good. Maybe that's you, Brad. Oh, that sounds great. It's incredible. I feel great whenever Steve's teaching. Well, you put in action, not only will you feel great, but those actions will make you money and put some money in the bank account, and then you can go out to dinner and go travel, things that actually really make you feel great. And who is on first? I think you're right. I remember seeing that skit with Abbott and Costello. That's it for Foundation Friday, folks. Anybody else here or watching on the replay, thanks for being here. Thanks for all the likes. I'll be back tomorrow with Success Story Saturday, and I hope to see you then. Bye-bye.